Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the College Football Uncensored podcast, brought to you by Saturday Down South. I'm your host, Tyler Huck, and with me, as always, my co-host, Chris Marler. Chris, great weekend, Masters weekend.
It's not a great
PGA
weekend.
takes down Liv.
Is that how you like? Is that a thing?
I feel like it's becoming a thing because this is really the first. That was the first tournament where all the guys were playing back together again, right?
I guess. I don't
know. Anyways,
they had like a secret one. I think that Liv tried to do. They set up like on it was like on the edge of a waterfall in like South Africa, and they were playing for blood diamonds. But I don't know how who won that tournament. You know.
Start paying attention, bro. John Rahm. My first outright bet I've ever hit on golf
was John Rahm.
Nice. It's John Rahm.
How much to win?
Well, so I didn't just bet John Rahm. I bet like 5 different golfers, but I hit him. So I went up to Louisville this weekend, or this past week. Booza's in the house. To do a little bourbon trail with some neighbors. Stopped in Nashville the first night on the way up, and Nashville or Tennessee has legal online sports gambling now.
They do. Yeah.
So downloaded a little app, no free ads, but although I think maybe
they sponsor all of them.
So okay. All right. So it was DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah.
They had a promotion where it was like you could add plus 300 to anybody you wanted for the odds.
And I saw that. That's legit.
Yeah, and I threw that on Rahm. So I got Rahm for plus 1,200 to win the Masters. I also had money on Brooks at 3,500, which would have been nice.
Okay. So, and real quick, and we'll start doing more of this too as like the season, off season goes on, especially going into the season. But like, anybody that follows the site, Saturday Down South, which is our parent company and host and all that good stuff, it's no secret, just the general direction our company is kind of trending in and kind of like, and how sports are in general now, where we're constantly talking about sports gambling. And that's like where we live anyway. Booza knows. On a Peter. Always on a Peter.
Yep.
It's 2023. We can stay on a Peter for as long as we want.
Yep.
Unless you're on a Bud Light can. If that Peter's on a Bud Light can,
better put that Bud Light can down.
Did you see Kid Rock's video, by the way?
I did. What did he call himself? Like
Grandpa. That was like the most triggering thing for me because he was like, Grandpa's a little bit feisty today. I'm like, no, kid. Your name's Kid. You can't. My name is Kid.
Grandpa Rock?
He missed a lot of those. Missed a lot of those cans. Anyway, we're not going to get into the Bud Light can. I thought
he had a song called "Ba with a Ba."
Yeah, it was the best song of all time.
It was great.
That song still slaps.
Just an insane, like in future years, like let's call it 50 years down the road.
Yeah,
and when people are looking back at like the number one songs back in the 1990s, so long ago. What is this guy, Kid Rock? What is this song?
And then,
is that even a word?
He likes his Bud Lights and his women on the Bud Light cans to be ball with the ball, to bang, no dicky dicky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
See what I did?
Right.
We lost.
Unless you're I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. All right, minus 10,000 odds on Peter right now. Says
okay. So what I was gonna say was go to Saturday Down South. There's a ton of different gambling info and stuff like that, and we talk about it on here a whole bunch anyway, but there's like the odds that you're getting from some of these casinos and sports books and online casinos are really awesome. And we'll be getting into those like into the fall and stuff like that. But that is one of the ones they were doing. It's like the plus 300. Now, did you see the one that was most interesting to me was DraftKings put up a picture. There was like a lot from a gambling standpoint. There was a lot of interesting stuff this weekend, right? I didn't partake in any of it because I'm trying to get my life in order.
Okay. You did get your okay. All right, I got you.
What's up, William Gray? But no, like the most interesting thing I saw. So like I don't like the Drake bets. Did you see those?
Like Drake the rapper?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Drake betting is one of my favorite things. Like it's way ahead of like Degrassi Drake. Like Drake gambling Drake is awesome.
So I'm guessing he has some form of thing with DraftKings, like an agreement where they pay him a certain amount of money. They could use his name and use his bets to draw people in.
No clue. But like his bet sheets, his bet slips, it's like it says like steak on it, like not like steak, like not steaky, but like, it has like, it's a very, I don't know. I've never seen it before. But he bets again, and they'll show him playing like roulette and blackjack and shit like that, like fucking 4 a.m, and he's like betting like hundreds of $1,000s per hand. But anyway, he made 4 bets on 2 separate fights. Now, when I first read it, I was like a little bit drunk, so I didn't know what was going on. I thought he had just made like a bet on both sides, and it was like a stupid ass bet. Like he was like, "Here, I'm going to bet on this person to win the fight, but also the other person to win the fight, and then knockout and the knockout." But when he was betting on 2 separate fights, he bet on the guy who had the photo, like whoever that guy is. He bet on him to win and to have the knockout. So like he bet $1.4 million for 4 total bets. He lost the first several bets for like several $100,000, and then he had like, I want to say 400,000 on the last 2. He won 2.6 million. He ended up walking out with 3.6 million. So he put down 1.4 to win 3.6.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So you could bet like tailing Drake was the bet. Like,
no,
you make the parlay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't.
You've missed a lot.
I wasn't following you. Yeah.
I've lost my Twitter. It's a whole thing.
I saw that. I saw you tweeting from the College Football Uncensored account for a bit.
I was hoping to steal that one because of the follower count, but I don't think our bosses are going to let me do that. I don't know if I'm the demographic. Also, I'm going to be on the radio tomorrow morning with Crane & Company, and they sent me a message very, very quickly saying, "Hey, just so you know, we don't say the F word." I was like, yeah,
I figured.
Fucking duh. No, so anyway, the most interesting bet I saw though was like somebody made a parlay on one of these bets. Somebody made a parlay on, it was three separate bets, but it was $10 to win 60,000.
Ooh.
Because it was like somebody to score over 30 who averaged like 18 points or something, and then something else that was like very, very, it was like all future odds basically, and they were all plus money. And then he hit the first 2, and then his last leg that he had on Saturday morning was Brooks Koepka to win the Masters, and whatever like thing that he like bet it with, whatever like casino or sportsbook he bet it with, gave him the cash out option of $20,000. And I don't know, I haven't got an update on it. I don't know if he took it or not. Would you have taken that?
Oh man, I mean, with a guy like Rahm, see, I don't really think I've seen the narrative, and I've been pretty much offline for the past week because I had to unplug for a bit. Has there been a narrative that like he blew the Masters?
Only from Florida fans.
Yeah, because that to me it was like Rahm is the best player in the world. He was the favorite to win the tournament. So like, I never felt like Brooks was in like just the pole position, easy win when he was up 4 even, because you went into Sunday up 4, but you were also still in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So you started the 2nd or the 4th round or the final round only 2 up. That's nothing. That's a bogey on the first hole matched with a birdie. You're already tied. Like it's so, I mean, Brooks's first drive on 1 in the final round. Dude, I've almost never seen that from a pro.
So it took me a minute. To realize what was going on. Shout out to like our buddy Jeff Williams, who was sitting there watching it. Him and I are texting back and forth, and he's like, because like the Masters doesn't start until 3. I thought it started at 4. Like I think it just starting at 3 now on television, but for a while I'm pretty sure it was like 4 p.m. Like it was the thing with the Masters, like we're not doing that, blah, blah, blah. Like
just like everything else they do.
Just like every fucking thing else they do. Like you know what's crazy about the Masters is that like they're like, we're not letting women in here. We're not. I think I'm doing like the Belichick voice with it. It's just like,
oh yeah,
we don't think that women can play golf. And I don't know if we should allow anyone in here but old white men. It's like watching Congress in nature.
That's a pretty good Belichick, honestly. I'm
pretty do that. At it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been trying.
Yeah. All right, don't ever do
it. So, anyway, but he's like, hey man, yeah, like I love watching Vern Funquist on. God damn it, Vern Lundquist on
R.I.P. Not him, but your Twitter account.
Crazy narcissistic of me. It was like I love watching Vern Lundquist on 16. I'm like, yeah, when's it start? And he's like, it's already started. And I was like, what? Like, how have I missed it? So I turn it on, and Jim Nance is like just the consummate professional. Like, he never says anything that's like unprofessional. And Brooks Koepka hits his shot, and like you see the flight tracker, and it just takes off immediately left, and you just assume it's like, oh, he's gonna try to bend that around, huh? And it just keeps going, and you hear Jim Nance go, "Oh my!" It was awesome.
Yeah.
He hit his second shot from the other fairway.
Yeah, and he still parred it.
Yeah, that is insane.
Also, the rest of the day was awful.
There was a falling tree,
which is was insane. Yeah. I actually saw a friend of mine from college that was there on 17. I can't remember what she said she did. She was there with her mom, but they had like walked away and came back, and her purse was there still and had been like, it was under one of the trees.
Yeah.
Like she would have been hit. I guess not, because everybody moved out of the way. Thank God. That was pretty crazy. Phil Mickelson shooting one of the best round of his career at the Masters yesterday.
I didn't like how he was dressed. I'll say it.
Well, he just looks like that weird, like he's definitely having a midlife crisis. No doubt about it. He's lost like 50 pounds. He looks like a skeleton.
Good area though.
No, he looks terrible. Like he looks terrible skinny.
His windbreaker yesterday, which was like he's a lot of things. He's way too cool for that. I was like, what? I think like Barcel Big Cat tweeted out like somebody's like he looks like a fat assassin or something like that, and I was like, and then I thought that was funny. My favorite reaction to the fucking tree falling, and this is where I missed my fucking Twitter the most, is that I have zeroed out in my mind that my tweet about Par v Updike would have gone viral if it had enough eyeballs on it. But since Georgia fans are soft as shit and have to turn me into the feds about my fucking April Fool's Day jokes, we'll never know. So no, but somebody on I think it was like on TikTok, they're like, did you see this video of the tree falling down? And they're showing the tree, and he goes, fuck this kid. This kid's like running for his life out from under this. And he's like running out. They go, this kid could have taken one for the team, and his whole fucking family would have had Masters tickets for life. And this kid decides to run to save his own life. For what?
What a pussy.
What? This economy?
Just take an oak tree to the dome.
It's just spends the rest of his life looking like this emoji, like the thing, and then but still, you get free tickets.
I mean, the Masters, I thought it was like the last day was probably the most intriguing thing. Just with Spieth, and that was a real drag. And then you had like multiple days where you were continuing rounds, and I thought
it was going to go into Tuesday. I didn't know they would finish it up on fucking Sunday.
Yeah. You had Spieth and Mickelson paired together, make like a huge run up the board on the last day. Koepka, like it seemed like everyone was going low in the final round, and Koepka was 5 over. Like, it ended up being a pretty crazy tournament.
Cantlay too ahead of him, because Cantlay was the fuck up. I mean, it was like, he wasn't like necessarily in contention, so it was like, what are you doing? I did love the story that stole the show the early part of the week, and deservingly so. Sam Elliott. That's not his real name, but it's Sam something. What was his name?
Sam Bennett.
Sam Bennett. The worst facial hair I have ever seen on a golfer.
Well, that's just because he's from Texas.
Right. He has like, if you missed it, he's also young, so he has that stupid ass like he has the facial hair of like every dude in like a fucking Ford Raptor that like grabs the back of his wife's arm when they're like walking out of an old Navy. He's like, you spent what? You spent what in there? They have a sale on fucking flip-flops every year. We spent what? Anyway, that guy's facial hair was like, it was awful. But his story was great. I will say that.
The story was great. I mean, I was rooting for the kid. After he was paired with Rahm and Brooks.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is gonna be awesome. Like, I gotta watch this kid play. And so I started watching some videos of him. And the dude, like, have you seen videos of him playing like college tournaments?
He's got to be better than everyone, right? But I haven't heard anything.
Well, I don't know. I know he's won tournaments. I don't know how much better he is than the others, but like when he hits a good shot, he's like the cockiest motherfucker ever. He
really?
spins his fucking. I've never seen somebody do club twirls like this kid. And then he comes out before the third round. He's like, yeah, I mean, I've won tournaments at harder courses. This course really isn't that hard. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna shoot 10 over, and he almost did.
Well, so it was weird too, because like Augusta, like it's like they forced it. Was like kids coming inside in like a hot summer day, but it was like raining, and they were like, "Shut up, Tyler." It was like it's like, Mom, I'm gonna come inside and get like a pudding pop or something. They're like, "You get your ass back out there." Like that's what Augusta was doing. They were like,
"Come get the pudding pop."
It was like a torrential downpour. Tiger is fucking. I've seen.
Oh my god!
Before, and that was tough to watch. And he's like even when he wasn't even feeling that bad, you saw him trying to walk up hills, and you're like, "Fuck me." I remember last year when I had like my back that was like a huge issue, and I had to crawl through Rich's front yard, and Sam Bennett is hanging out with the kid tonight. I will say, and I don't want to say this.
He did look like he would be one of the cadets there.
And I thought it was cool that he loved it. His story was so awesome because it was like his mom and dad finding each other, and then he has that tattoo, like don't wait for something to happen. And I didn't realize Alzheimer's could be set in that early. I also didn't realize it could be that deadly. But so it's like a terrible story. And one thing I've noticed now, I think like after I've noticed this for the first time since the Brandon Miller thing, and I noticed it this weekend, but like the dangers of like broadcast television. I say dangers very loosely, but it's like you watch everything on cable. It seems like everything's on ESPN, everything's digitized. So you're watching all these like, you're watching YouTube, you're watching recaps on fucking TikTok or whatever, right? Everything's run through social media. And then like, so the Brandon Miller thing is a story all year long. And then it gets to CBS for the first round of the first game. And they're like, it's like their first time being able to present it. So we kind of heard this story about Sam like Bennett the whole weekend. And then it comes to CBS and they kind of are able to give it even more coverage. And it was a really good story. Rahm is like fucking crazy good. I mean,
he's not like a young. This is his second major win, I think.
Yeah.
He's 28. So, which I mean is still young comparatively, but like it's not like he's one of these guys like Morikawa that was like 23, came on the scene, won a major. Like it took him a while. And I don't know if you've watched a ton of golf, but like when he came up, it was always known that he was going to be a very good golfer, but his temper was horrible.
Which makes me like him even more.
Yeah. And it seems like he's pretty much gotten rid of that.
He's been really good. I mean, I think like Jeff was telling me some stat about him on Thursday where it's like, I don't know the stat, and it's kind of like an older, I don't know, but it's like basically like WAR in baseball where it's like, how many shots you are.
It's I know what he's quoting. It's strokes gained against the field.
Yes, strokes gained, but it doesn't include putting.
Yeah, right.
So it's just in general.
So strokes gained tee to green.
Yeah.
So like getting off the tee up to where you're putting.
Right.
Like he was like 3.5 shots better than everybody or something like that.
Oh, he was 8.
Oh my god, yeah.
8.
That's insane.
It was like it was nuts. It was nuts.
For the tournament?
No, this is day 1.
And he 4-putt the first hole.
Right.
Did you see the story that he told about
Zach
being
Ertz.
in the group text with JJ Watt and Zach Ertz? Yeah. For those that haven't seen it, he was given his acceptance speech, and he said, "This is just classic. Like this, I have a feeling this is like something that you would do to somebody,
without
a doubt. Like you'd be Zach Ertz." So he like humble bragged that he's friends with Zach Ertz. Actually, I thought it wasn't a humble brag because come to find out from JJ Watt that JJ Watt was also in the text. I feel like I would have thrown that in there if I was Rahm. Be like, I was in a text with JJ Watt. You guys probably heard of him, and Zach Ertz. And
I would have thrown out Julie Ertz first. I would have called Zach
Julie Ertz's husband.
Yeah. She's the hottest thing that's ever come out of U.S. sports besides Alex Morgan, maybe.
And basically, he was walking to go tee off, and he was in a group text with JJ Watt and Zach Ertz, and Watt was given some like, JJ Watt type text, like, go get him, man. Like, reach for the moon, and if you fail, you're gonna be amongst the stars. You know, something real corny.
I want you to fucking misquote like motivational speeches from here on out. Just reach for Saturn, so if you fall, you land on the sun. Like that. Speaking of, this adds up.
And Zach Ertz was like, "Oh man, I'm just watching now, like first greens of Walk in the Park."
Yeah.
And the first damn hole, Rom 4 putts, and he's like, "Jesus, thanks, man."
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny, and but yeah, man, cool story.
I have an announcement we're gonna make right now.
Oh god.
And it's about your personal life and mine. I'm kidding.
Florida's spring game is on a Thursday?
No, is it really?
This Thursday.
I was gonna say no. This is about I was gonna make a joke about my personal life because I've been binging TV shows nonstop.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Succession right now. This show's not.
I tried it. I'm not good at binging anymore. Like I used to be better before kids. Now, if I'm not recording with you or putting the kids down,
can't put your kids down.
Well, you know. They're not animals. People know what I mean.
No,
my son's
I don't talk about football at all in this episode.
Okay.
I'll say it.
All I do want to say before this is that
like that. What is wrong with you? Why are you yelling?
Oh, I just want to say real quick, I'm going down to and Booza may not even know this, but I will be down at the Florida State spring game this weekend. So I'm excited about that. Booza, I'll hit you up when I get in town.
Does he live in Tallahassee?
He does.
I thought he lived in Atlanta.
No, he lives in Tallahassee.
Why would someone choose to live in Tallahassee?
Born there, raised there. Oh, I don't know if he was born there, but definitely raised there. Went to FSU.
Yeah.
And dude, that's home for him, man. It's the capital of Florida. There's a lot going on there. You don't even know.
Booza is one of my favorites.
Booza is the best. You're gonna come down to a game with me one day, maybe this year, and we'll go hang out with Booza. Yeah. I would be caught dead at an ACC school.
No, fuck you, Tyler. I've invited you to so many games and so many things, and you're always like, "Yeah, I'll see what I can do." That'd be. You always say the same thing. You go,
"That'd be sick."
That'd be pretty sick, man. That'd be pretty sick. And then I'm like, "That's a no." All right, cool. It's like, you're gonna.
Dude, when my kids are a little older, it's gonna be easier. I promise.
Yeah, me too. Well, anyway, all right. So, there's a lot. Auburn had their spring game, but I don't really want to talk about it. Not because it's Auburn, because it was fucking stupid.
The best thing I saw from that was that that Auburn announced there was 16,000 people there, and one of the beat writers took a picture. It was pouring rain, and there was 15 people there.
I don't remember the last sunny day that's happened in Auburn, for a football game. I feel like it's rained torrential downpour every single time.
For a spring game or just games
in general? It's been such a long time. I think the last time was Penn State or Mizzou last year. And I'm sure I'm wrong about that. But anyway, did you see the Hugh Freeze comment about the 24-0 start that they did?
No. Tell me more.
I don't want to. They started the game down 24-0.
Okay. What were they trying to simulate a comeback?
No, it's just that was the way they set up the game.
Okay.
There's the only time
way to set up a game
good was in 2010 when they were down 24-0 to Bama and came back and won. But I don't think that's what it was for. It was all right, so we got offense versus defense. Defense is going to be down or up 24-0. And also, you know what? Here's the thing too. This whole thing about the winning team gets steak and the losing team gets hot dogs is the dumbest shit imaginable. Because have you seen?
I love hot dogs, by the way.
Huh?
I love hot dogs.
Who doesn't love hot? Well, Connor doesn't love hot dogs. He's the only person I know that. But his reasoning is pretty sound. In most things that he does, it's well, if I'm going to spend, I don't know. I'm giving him this accent. It has nothing to do. All right, let's go. He's
who's that supposed to be?
That's I think it's supposed to be Connor, but it doesn't sound like that. How is my Belichick my Connor? Let's go. No, so Connor. Oh no, he always be I don't understand the logistics of I forgot the exact reason. It was a good reason. I always gave him shit for it though. Because hot dogs are great. But this whole thing about oh dude, losers getting weenies and beanies or what the fuck ever. They're fucking 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't incentivize anything. And also, after what what's what's his name? Nolan Childers. Not Nolan Childers. It's the kid I went to high school with. Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith said about like, he's like, yeah, we got our own restaurant, and we got lobster, and we got this and that. And it's like, okay, so basically the losers have one meal that is like basically what I would eat on a cheat meal on like a Thursday, like baked beans and hot dog. I just think
baked beans and hot dogs is like that's what I feed my kids when I'm like I have them by myself on a night, and like my wife will be like, yeah, there's like you can make salad, and I'm like, all right, they're either gonna get PBJ,
breaking open a giant thing of bushes,
we're gonna do the easiest thing ever, which is just put a hot dog in a microwave for 30 seconds and chop it up and give it to them.
Can we talk about this for a second? Like I'm like I grew up poor, but like there's like levels of poor that I
was about to say I feel like a lot of people say that. I grew up poor.
One time I poured out a gallon of milk into a Halloween trick-or-treat bucket to torture the sheriff of Nottingham in my Robin Hood setup, which is pretty it's kind of fucked up. Like I should have been in therapy very early apparently because I was trying to torture a figurine. But my mom found out that I threw away the entire gallon of milk and like beat my ass because it was like we didn't have money to replace it.
Wow. Okay. All right. That is pretty poor.
We were like po-po. We ate corned beef and hash with eggs 3 times a week. And I was like convinced that it was because it was my favorite meal because I really liked it when I was growing up. It's just all we could afford. It was like
interesting. It is a good meal though for not having money. That's a pretty damn good meal.
Anyway, no, but like what always offended me, it's like because like the economy even now is tough.
Yeah.
Guys, just splurge and get fucking hot dog buns. Like, don't put a hot dog in like a fucking slice of Iron Kids bread.
Iron Kids bread. Wow. I haven't heard that one in a while. Yeah. That's a good one.
Anyway.
Well, it's a slow off season. Now, before, like you said, we're not going to talk too much football in this episode. Yeah. I will say we're in spring games for the most part are going on. Like I said, Thursday at 7:30 on ESPN and ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus, you have Florida spring game. I don't know why they're doing it on a Thursday, but even better, on Friday you got Miami spring game. So,
Jesus Christ,
to go along with Kennesaw State,
the state of Florida, back to you guys.
Yep, and then Saturday you've got a pretty big list, including Florida State. Alabama's is on Saturday as well, right?
No, we're next week.
Next week, Georgia's is on Saturday. A&M, Arizona State, Tennessee, Texas. So there's a bunch. Penn State. So big weekend. Clemson. What's that?
There's over 30.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great weekend. The only one that's on television is like regular television is Georgia. They're on ESPN2 at 4:00 Eastern this weekend.
Colorado's on ESPN.
Are they really?
What the fuck are you doing?
Just because dude, that's going to be hilarious.
Did you see the video that came out today?
Yeah, where they have these terrible DBs out there.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't care how this sounds. I'm just gonna start getting like old man Chris here. I'm gonna be in my Kid Rock era.
Okay.
If you have a white cornerback that is going up against the former number one receiver in the country, number one player in the country. Did you see the video?
I think we should try to play it. Or
pull the video up.
I gotta find it. Who tweeted it? Was it Dion?
Like I think like Colorado tweeted they were like we coming or something like that. It's like that's like their whole thing. That
is like that's Pornhub's
yeah.
That's their thing too. That's
all together, join hands, we coming. This month we celebrate Common Month. So much. That is so much.
In August, guess what? We coming. September, coming times 2.
Listen, we're gonna get
October, a threesome of cum.
Okay, stop. A threesome? What is wrong with you? Hide and go. Never mind.
All right. We coming. All right. Let me find this damn. tweet.
This is our last episode. Well, they got canceled on their own show.
Yeah, it's uncensored.
Jokes. Anyway, so I'm crying, which is a bad thing. No, so like that's like their whole thing, and so because like Colorado is going to turn it around because where the bar was set was so fucking low in the first place.
One win. They're the worst team in Power 5 last year.
They had 4, I thought.
Weren't they a 1-win team?
Okay, watch it. Is this even it? This is a different video. This isn't it. This is like a better version.
Okay, I got it. Is this it?
This is it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Get off Colorado's site. Just go to. I don't want to tell you to Google this, but like maybe search "We Coming."
Nope. not live here.
Not live. Oh God.
I don't know. Maybe
just go to search and type in Travis Hunter.
Okay.
I don't know why you only went to Coach Prime. You're like fucking RJ Young.
I went to Colorado's website. You told me get off.
Here you go. All you do is type in "We Coming," like I fucking said. Look. Can you zoom it in? Look at this. Look at the separation. Look at the separation between Travis Hunter and Gareth. Yeah. This fucking 5'7". He like if you told me that was Beans from Even Stevens running behind him, I would not believe you.
I was focused on the size of this O lineman and D lineman. Look at this guy.
They had a coach wearing a mask. So this is clearly the scout team. And like, I get that he is.
Is Deion wearing a cowboy hat?
That's not Deion, is it? Oh, it is. Wait, I just thought that was an Asian dude in a mask. Can you zoom in there?
That's Deion wearing a cowboy hat. I think he might have some straw in his mouth too.
Sick. Did they do that in Colorado?
Look at that.
I definitely am not seeing the same things you're seeing.
Okay. Well,
but I mean, I think you're right. Anyway, so like they like showed this. It has 309,000 views. People are losing their minds over there. Like, "We coming," and just watch the DB's arms.
They move like
a corgi trying to swim. Like he's like.
Good.
Can you hear my shoulder popping right now?
No, I can't.
Oh. Now I love the guy too in the fucking camouflage talking shit to what I'm assuming is what does the scout team D have a coordinator? Like this is like okay, so let's just break this down and tell you how stupid this is. I'm gonna get on a little fucking rant here for a second. Pause it real quick. RJ Young, who I hate more than almost anybody in this business because he stole shit from me a couple years ago and then blocked me when I called him out for it. And then our former graphic designer, who I love to death, was a great dude, did a lot of great work for us. When he started working for Fox and was working directly with this show with RJ Young. And when I called him out about it, because he blatantly stole content from me and then used it as his own. And he not only used my tweet as his own, he used it as a joke he was performing live on his show. And it was fucking awful. You guys have heard me bitch about it before. I'll just, from a comedian standpoint, it bothers me to no end. This dude has had Deion Sanders nuts in his mouth for so fucking long because he is so excited about Deion. Everyone's excited about Deion. Everyone is. But we're not, like I said.
Dude, no joke. Look at the guy's name.
Keith.
It's Keith. It's fucking Keith.
Keith
against the number one.
Keith? No, Gareth Keith. Do you have a lisp? No. I love he was born in Barcelona.
Gareth Keith.
But this whole thing, like RJ Young is like hell-bent on making Deion a thing. And Deion will be a thing. He's already a thing. Like he's had success at this level. But the bottom line is that it's going to take longer because of the nature of where he's at. You don't see these rags to riches overnight stories at shit programs like this in a Power 5 standing from overnight. Like it took a while for James Franklin to build up Vandy. I'm sure there's examples of like being a flash in the pan. TCU was able to get to a national championship. They got their fucking tits ripped, but it was like you have this they're playing in a conference that has the deepest quarterback group in the country. Like almost every single like NFL draft quarterback for next year in the first round will be from the Pac-12. Almost every single one of them. You'll see like Penix, Bo Nix. Don't forget DJU is out there at Oregon State now.
Yep.
And also, the former Heisman Trophy winner. You've got Shadir Sanders, who put up really good numbers against fucking Alcorn State and A&M University. Like, and no disrespect to the competition, but also disrespect to the competition. It's not the same fucking thing you're seeing.
I kind of forgot too, by the way, that Deion's doesn't. Nobody has numbers.
Is that a thing?
Look at the fuck. Nobody has numbers, but there's 3 guys on the roster that have a number right now. One of them is Travis Hunter. Right. All right. So I looked up Keith. His first name is not Gareth. I'm gonna give you 5 guesses.
Yes.
I think that you're gonna get it right in 5, but I really want you to think about it.
Can you give me his first letter? See, William Gray brings up the point. He goes, "Don't they have the best DB in the country, Travis Jordan or something?" So Willie,
he's right here. Hold on, let me show you
DB, and it will come up. That is Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's the wide receiver as well. He was the number 1 wide receiver and the number 1 DB coming out.
He was the number 1 player in the country. He's an athlete from Collinsville, Georgia. Like, this is
one of 3 people with a number on Colorado's team. Here's one of them. I've spotted another person with a number.
Yeah, you're right. Like, most of them don't have numbers. That is weird.
I think Deion had said some like corny thing, like you got to earn your number. Like even his son.
He was talking about single-digit numbers.
No number.
He's like, people that come in there and they're like, like to wear number 1. He's like, you got people fighting in the stands. I actually kind of liked his point on that. And also, we need to start doing the podcast strictly like this, like with. Oh yeah, this is so much better.
All right, so back to Keith.
Give me the first letter. Give me the first letter.
I'll give you. All right. I'm going to give you
people family feud, like white name family feud.
All right, I'm going to give you 5 guesses, and then if you don't guess it, then I'm going to give you the first letter.
Okay. What's up, Joe?
And it'll make it easier.
No, give me the first letter now.
All right, fine. B.
Brett.
Nope.
Blake.
Brett was closer.
Don't. It's not Brennan, is it?
Oh, it's getting closer.
Is it Brent? It's not Brennan.
It's not Brennan, but it's close. It's very close to Brennan.
Is it Brendan?
It's even closer now.
Brandon?
Braden.
Fucking of course. BREIGHDEIGHN. Breathing.
God. Jeff Williams, Thomasville is a great place. Let's
while we're here on the subject.
What is the place? What's the buffet place down there? Remind me the name, Jeff. We used to go up there in college and eat. Anyways, Southern cooking. It's like a Southern style buffet place that was awesome. I can't remember. I think it was a woman's name.
Georgia.
Huh?
Someone said that's not Dion. That's fucking Zorro. I just love that you spelled Dion's name wrong, and I'm not even fucking kidding on that. Like makes me like Dion needs to have his name spelled wrong a little bit. Like he needs to be humbled a little bit.
Dude, he's wearing a cowboy hat. He's
got on capris.
All right, yeah. Well, I think he's got like issues with his feet. Didn't he like lose a couple toes?
What?
I don't know. I don't know what it has to do with capris.
Again, like I would love if that's true. I think he lost 1 toe to like frostbite or something.
Yeah.
But it was like if like we just dug up like if this was like back in the day before like the internet and like constant news attention, it was like, oh yeah, you didn't know Dion only has 3.
Okay, here's another thing. Here's another thing.
All right, you go ahead.
This guy here, the running back, which you'll see here in a minute, right here, and this D lineman are small children.
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain this running back is in 5th grade.
Okay, and listen.
Look at this.
I understand the roster. I understand the roster is like.
Look at the size difference in the O tackle and that D lineman.
I understand. Like, it's not like he was like the roster was like incredible by the time he got there. I totally get that.
Right.
But we're glorifying the number 1 fucking player in the country coming out of high school running a go route against Braden Keith.
This could be a commercial or like a Chappelle Show skit where he's like, pause. It was then that Braden realized Travis Hunter was not with the fuckery. How big is
Braden Keith?
Braden Keith, he's not bad for a DB. He's 170 pounds, 5'10".
All right.
But he played high school ball in Colorado, so you know he's bad.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just think we're making a little bit too much out of Deion and all that kind of shit as well.
I agree, especially for this year. I am interested to see what it looks like in year 3.
Yeah, or year 2. I think what he's done in the portal, he can make a huge difference. Jesus Christ.
He looks like the new Clemson QB.
He looks like the new every Clemson recruit you've ever seen.
Look at this. Nobody on the roster has a number except these 3 guys.
I don't understand that at all. All right, we're gonna change our attention to a different part of the show that I like to call gun reform. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna do that.
Top 5.
No, you've been a big component about this, and I'll be honest. Like, I don't want to have
proponent or big component.
I don't know.
All right, tell me what you're gonna say, and then I'll tell you.
I think is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Listen, Bama's got 12 proponents on the schedule this year.
Right.
Okay? I can't believe I just fucked up that word. I'm like not a dumb person, but I don't do a lot to prove otherwise that I'm. Anyway, so ChatGPT.
Yes, love it.
Do you?
It scares me, but I do.
I think that AI is going to put so many people out of jobs, including me, in like months.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
It's real bad.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Here's what you have to do, Chris. I'm just going to give you – nobody's here. It's just me and you talking.
Yeah.
What you need to do, someone still has to run ChatGPT. You need to learn how to master ChatGPT. So when someone finally says, you know what? Why pay somebody this amount of money when ChatGPT could do their job? Someone still has to run it. And you have to know how to run it correctly, and there's very few people that know how to do that right now. That's just from me to you. I don't think anybody else is listening.
Hey, David Hill. It's all good. We love you too, buddy.
Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure I'll learn
technology. Okay, so what about ChatGPT?
I want you to go to Instagram. Pull up Instagram.
Okay.
Type in "We Coming" and then put. Okay, so here the handle is Face, like FACECUM.
Nope.
Type in Saturday Road.
Saturday.
ChatGPT is apparently like Ask Jeeves, but on fucking steroids, y'all.
Did you just say Ask Jeeves?
I did on purpose.
Okay, all right.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I'd like to see ChatGPT to write a Chris Marlowe rant about something.
Oh.
Like, I would love it if we were like, hey, listen, ChatGPT, tell us why Auburn sucks. And then but do it in the voice of Chris Marlowe. And you just see the first sentence. It's like, here's my thing about Auburn. All right. Go to the top right. Tell me if you still like ChatGPT.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a little recency bias.
What ChatGPT? I think some of our listeners are writing it in the comments right now. It's like, here's my thing about ChatGPT. You say all the shit you want in AI and on ChatGPT, but on Saturdays, you still got to chat it up. you still got to at Saturday at 3:30.
Yeah,
we'll chat it up.
Yep, that's funny.
I never realized how much you hated me saying all that until I rewatched some of our videos and watching your actual face respond to it.
I asked ChatGPT who's Chris Marlowe, because this is what you have to do with ChatGPT.
You laughed at it? What? Oh no!
It's not great
or something.
Nah, as of my knowledge, Chris Marlowe is not a well-known public figure.
Why are you laughing so hard at that?
I don't know. I think it's funny.
I would have been if I had my Twitter still. I'm not a well-known public figure.
Well,
anyways, Google me right now. Don't Google me. It'll be so depressing. It's like the most depressing.
Ooh. What? Oh, ChatGPT's here.
What?
Chris Marlowe. It says, if you could provide more context or information about the Chris Marlowe you were looking for, I may be able to help you further. So I said he covers college football. Here's the response. Chris Marlowe is a college football analyst, content creator, and social media personality who gained popularity through his work with the Saturday Down South brand. Saturday Down South is a media company that focuses on...
No one cares about all that. Go back and read my sentence again.
As a part of the SDS team, Chris Marler has been involved in creating articles, podcasts, and videos that provide insight and analysis on the latest college football news, games, and rankings.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Fucking ChatGPT rules. Screenshot that and send it to me.
I will.
Thanks, ChatGPT. You can CUM anytime. Nah, that sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay, here's what we talk about in our last. Thank you, Willie. I did it. That's kind of cool, I guess.
It is.
Eddie Booza 8 years late to the fucking conversation here. Talking about JB's barbecue.
No, it's a Southern cooking place in Thomasville that our buddy Will used to take us to, and it's a woman's name. Can't remember it. Anyways.
Okay, so I don't want to hear from you. If you guys have questions, throw it out there. We're just kind of having a lazy Monday response and kind of just shooting the shit, which is what, we won't do it next Monday because there's going to be a lot to report about. There's all these spring games and stuff like that. There's going to be a ton of information that we'll be able to have then. But no, we're not going to argue about that today. Okay. But here's what I want to ask, and we'll close it out. And that is this. I've gotten into some binging this year. Like
binging what?
Cocaine, a little bit of drinking. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But I've been watching. So I bring up cocaine strictly because I've been watching Succession.
Yeah, and I try to get into it.
I don't. So this is gonna backfire. I was telling my friend Lillian about this today. I was like, "You should watch Succession." And she was like, I don't. Why? And I was like, I don't know. It's really good. She goes, Chris, you don't even know if it's good. You don't even know if you like it. And I was like, yeah, that's actually fair. She's like, I was like, I'm watching it today. And I'm like halfway through the entire fucking series. I'm in like episode 5, season 2, but I really don't know if I like it or not. Cause it's like, I don't really have anything in common with these things or blah, blah, blah. So I don't really know what I should do. And her response was, she goes, what you should do is just try to force a relationship out of it and try to date it for the next 12 months.
Hey, good call here. Ted Lasso.
Yes. Okay. So this is the question: top 5 things to binge this offseason, or 5 shows you've been binging this offseason. I know that. So
So they don't have to be new.
No, of course
go
not.
back and watch a show from the past.
I was watching One Tree Hill last week. Succession this week. Outer Banks is up there. Me and Booza have talked about it. Me and Jeff Williams have talked about Outer Banks.
I would say so. One thing, and not everything on my list is going to be like this, but I think the best thing to binge is 30-minute shows. If you start getting into the hour shows, it becomes very difficult. Like hour show with 7 seasons, at least for me, it's going to take a long time to get through that. And I'll probably lose interest at some point.
Oh, I like that.
So most of the ones on my list, what's that?
There's some good questions in here for after this.
Okay. Most of the ones on my list, I binged before I was married and had kids. I had more time on my hands.
Uh-huh.
So I would say, I don't know if it holds up anymore, but Entourage.
Oh my God.
Entourage, 30-minute show on HBO.
So out of the game.
In its time was a great show. If you're just looking for quick, you've never seen it, it's probably, I'd love to actually go back and watch it just to see how corny it is now.
Okay. I would I didn't realize how much I thought I was like a pretty good person in college. I didn't realize how much of a douchebag I was. Like I got this tattoo on my body and was like, "What's up, dude? Yeah, it's like pretty sick. It says prodigal son." And it was like in the gym, like, you guys these are 85 dumbbells. Are you seeing this? And I was like, these look. I remember I found out later it was like one of my friends, but after I got the tattoo and I was like taking it like I took myself very seriously in college. And somebody was like, somebody wrote prodigal scum on the back of my car. And I was like, funny, dude. And it was like one of my best friends. And I was like,
yep,
take it off right now, bro. Anyway. So, but like I still remember watching the episode when they went to Cannes or Cannes or what the fuck ever it is.
Cannes, yeah, Cannes Festival.
Yeah, and they played like "Welcome to the Good Life" from Kanye, like as they're getting on the. I was like, that's fucking tight, bro.
That and so like the OC was another one.
You're really dating yourself a lot.
But these two, I'm saying these two are probably so corny now that I'd almost love to go back and watch to see how bad they really truly are. Because what I did recently was watch on Netflix Friday Night Lights, the show.
That's like it's too many episodes though.
Too many episodes, one, but man, it's so it's like so 2004 now.
Yeah,
like, if you watch it,
which is like ahead of its time.
Yeah. But good show nonetheless.
No, I agree with that. I think like that. So I started watching that with somebody in like 2016. I was like, this is awesome. It reminded me of New Girl a lot because it was like good, or like maybe The Office even a little bit because it was like good. And then season
two great binging shows.
Yes, season 2 and 3 took off, and it was like the best TV. And then all of a sudden it was like, this fucking is ridiculous. Like the stuff these kids are getting themselves into is like, it's way too much. It's way too much. You really are dating yourself a lot. I would say, okay, so I really enjoyed Outer Banks. I really did. But also I love Treasure and History and Sarah Cameron, period, point blank. That girl is fucking... She's 25 in real life. I just want to be very clear about that.
Okay, all right.
You play somebody on TV that's much younger, and that's weird. I was like watching the first episode. I remember texting Booza and Jeff Williams about this. I was like, Sarah Cameron's like hot as shit.
Wait, you have Booza's number?
Well, we were DMing back and forth. I'll get Booza's number right now, bro.
Oh, bruh.
Booza, hit me up. 803-4.
No.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So Outer Banks is good. So Ted Lasso, Willie Gray brings up Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, for me, I remember in 2020, the quote I heard about Ted Lasso was, it felt like America needed Ted Lasso at the time because it was like a very tumultuous year. And I thought that was so fucking, over dramatic.
I'm pretty sure everything's just tumultuous at this point.
Yeah, that's how we like it now. So I watched it and I was like, oh my God, like I feel, and I'm already super emotional anyway. I totally get it, but it talks about mental health and like panic attacks and all this stuff. And then like, if we're being 1,000% honest, like it got into like this breakup between Ted and his wife. And like for me at the time going through all this shit with Allie, and it was a lot. And then, and it was kind of cool too, because it took on this whole thing about like, I think one of the things that I just am now realizing talking about it is that it brought you into soccer. Cause like it's a show based, like, a lot of like Americans are watching it, but we don't know soccer that well. So people are watching. We
call it soccer.
Right. So he goes over and he's like a Division II football coach that's learning how to coach soccer or whatever. And then, so it already kind of plays into the whole thing that we're not trying to be super serious about knowing like how great like that sport is or the ins and outs of that sport. I thought that was great. Now I will tell you the best thing I've watched in a very long time. It's also on Apple TV. And I mean, I have like I would shell out the $6.99 a month for people to watch the show if they didn't want to buy Apple TV. It's called Shrinking, and it's with I think it's Jason Segel, the one whose dick's out in that movie about something about Mary. No, not something about Mary. Who's the one that showed his dick in the? I wish I didn't.
Will Levis.
This is like the worst way to describe the show or the movie. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh yeah.
So that guy, the tall guy, he's also in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, Jason Segel. You had it right.
So it's him, and Harrison Ford is in it. They play therapists.
Okay.
It's written by the same people that did Ted Lasso, and it is like the most uplifting. I watched it. I almost watched the entire first season in one night and it's like an hour-long show. Like I was just like sucked in immediately. It's like about therapy and about all these like ins and outs of like ups and downs in your life, and it was awesome. It was
tough to watch. I haven't even heard of it.
Fucking good. It's so good. It's so good. I heard Wednesday was good. I haven't seen that. The dart scene was next level in Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is just so good. I'm a little bit worried what they're going to do in this season because we're halfway through it and it's the last season. But it's like there's like episode 7 of season 1 of Ted Lasso is one of the most perfect episodes of television history. It is like they cover so many things like redemption and failure and mental health, and the guy he's a panic attack, and then also if you're like a little bit of a bitch like me, like not only does this guy have a panic attack and he's crying about all this stuff, it's like I'm like sucked in, but also the woman who's in Ted Lasso is the woman who's been doing Elsa on Broadway, or I guess overseas, like for like years. Mm-hmm. So she sings "Let It Go," and I was like, "This is the best fucking show I've ever seen in my life." I don't know. It's so good, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Willie. That sucks, dude.
Damn. Yeah. Sorry to hear that as well.
Hit me up in my new DMs, I guess, and I'll shoot my number. But yeah, no, I love those shows. I like.
What's your favorite? Like, not necessarily like action or anything like that, but just like a drama show. It
was Yellowstone.
Okay.
And then this year I haven't really kept up with it because it's like I don't really give a shit about like the.
I'm not there yet, so don't say it.
I'm not either. I just said I haven't watched it.
Well, I have not even finished season 4. I haven't finished season 4.
Just finished season 4?
I haven't seen it. I've only seen like one, like season 4, 1 or 2 episodes. I'm like 1 or 2 episodes into season 4.
I say so. My mom is having surgery on Thursday. She broke her hip. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a big surgery.
It's been broken for a while. So and she didn't know, like they just wouldn't let her. Her insurance.
That's pretty gangster.
She's awesome.
She's awesome.
I did
just walking around with a broken hip, like I didn't even know.
She's not doing anything. She was, and they were like, just take Tylenol, bro. And she's like, I don't think that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Like my mom's tough, but she's not like. I mean, I'm not going to get into it because I will.
You will openly weep.
No, I was going to say physically go to Columbia and find out her fucking healthcare provider and beat the shit out of him, because it was like they wouldn't let her get an MRI, and then her doctor kept like putting it off, and like. She would see him for like 10 minutes. He's like, no, I don't see anything. You don't need x-rays. Everything's good. Like you're just getting older and it's just, this kind of pain. So then finally they get the fucking MRI and she's had a hairline fracture in her hip for over a year now. And so she can't walk. She can't sleep. She can't like physically do anything. So like, she's getting her surgery on Thursday. But anyway, so she got into Yellowstone last week and watched the entire series in like 3 days.
Wow.
And was like, so she's talking to me and I forgot, this is what my Twitter thing happened. So I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, hey, like, and she's like, hey, and she's like doing this like weird gruff voice. And I'm like, what are you?
She's trying to be Rip.
So she's like, tell me about it. She's like, how are you going to handle it? And I was like, handle what? And she was like, the Twitter thing. And I was like, probably just bitch about it to you and then have to deal with it. Like, I don't have a plan. And she was like, you need to get a plan. She just kept saying, how are you going to handle it? I'm like, what do you want me to fucking take Elon to the train station? Like, what do you want me to do right now?
Yeah, the train station. Yeah. Long, dark road.
I do love the TikToks that people make about like reenacting it. And there's like this couple that does it. They do them for a bunch of shows. I wish I had their name in front of me, but he's like, God damn it, Beth. She's like, just sell the meat, daddy. And then like somebody comes up and he says something to her like, hey, Mr. Dutton, I'd like to buy your land. She's like, why don't you purchase this, you son of a bitch? And like punches him in the face. Like that is the whole episode, every single episode. Like every year is just somebody from a different geographic region in the country trying to take over their land.
One of my favorite dramas is Mad Men. Do you ever watch that?
I know. It's a kind of a slow burn, right?
It is, but it's a very, very good show. I like it a lot. What's a show that you feel like you've watched in its entirety that actually had like a great ending? Like you were just like, man, that they actually wrapped it up pretty well. Because I feel like most shows, you talk about like Game of Thrones or Dexter, a lot of these big shows or Lost. Like I was a huge Lost fan back in the day, and it just went to like complete shit. Like. Yeah, in season 5. Like, so what was a show that you felt like wrapped up great?
Probably Seinfeld or Sopranos.
See, like a lot of people, right. Yeah, I was about to say a lot of people hated Sopranos. Yeah,
the 3. No, like, I mean, so honestly, like from start to finish, like one that I've watched like over and over again. Probably, I love Theo Von.
Theo Von is so good.
Probably The Office. Like The Office was like really bad in season 8, and it wasn't great for season 9, but like the last couple of episodes of The Office were like, I just thought were great because they did that whole thing. Also, Tiger King was cool because that guy got to go to jail. So he kind of deserved that. God, I'll never financially recover from this. Guess what, motherfucker?
God, that guy was so fucking
anything
weird.
For that guy to just like come on this show and be like our live producer, like how
my God
was for the other episode or the other show.
Hey, we might actually have a producer of this show one day, like live while we Jeff Williams, huge Lost fan, dude. So did you watch Lost? I mean, another 2004 show. So I'm dating myself again.
Have you not watched TV since then? Like, are you gonna bring up fucking Bug Juice?
Dude, Bug Juice, great show.
Bug Juice, it doesn't come in jars.
You know who does though? Texas A&M fans. What?
You know who else does? Deion Sanders and the Colorado football team coming this fall on your face.
Jars.
So much.
I mean, I'd say probably my favorite show ever, and it's a great binge because almost every episode is great. Is obviously Breaking Bad. Most people would say that, but I think it's great. I think Jesse Pinkman is one of my favorite characters of all time because he's such a piece of shit, but everyone roots for him.
Yeah,
like it's a good show, man. The great acting.
You know what used to be the best show, in my opinion, was Walking Dead.
Yeah, I did like that show. I didn't watch all the seasons, but I watched the first couple, and I thought it was great.
I will never forget like watching that. That was like I would work every Sunday night behind the bar, and then I would come home, watch Walking Dead, and I would like sit down with a bourbon, and you'd like emotionally prepare for it because it was so serious and so dark. And then like, and I remember Diesel, my favorite bar ever in Atlanta that I always talked about. It's like it was up the street from where I lived, like in the Highlands, on the same street as me. Every Sunday night they had a viewing party, and it was like those people. You think sports fans are intense? If you're having a viewing party for a TV show, because it got big enough to where like AMC would send like some of the actors there, and they would send swag and all this other shit. But if you talked during that fucking show, people would lose there'd be fights and shit like that. But then like the payoff just became so bad.
Little breaking news. Did you see this?
Probably not.
USC expected to bring in Cliff Kingsbury as QB coach.
I just...
This is breaking from Tom Pelissero. Cliff Kingsbury expected to join Lincoln Riley at USC.
That's a cheat code. With Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's
a cheat code.
That is insane.
Go look right now on DraftKings and see what their national championship odds are and see what they changed to. That's incredible. See, this is like, I hope, like, if Bama doesn't win the national championship, which they probably won't this year, because they actually have to play people, unlike Georgia, suck it, Willie. But like, if they, like, I hope that someday this story is broken down in the same way that we hear about, like, you know, the fucking Elway to Marino story and like all the trades and like the Drew Brees and Saban thing, where it's like, if he would have been healthy and Saban would have got him. I hope that one day they tell this story about fucking Cliff Kingsbury going on a sex adventure over to Thailand for 3 months and then coming back and be like, you know, and now I'm going to take my talents and STDs over to Southern Cal.
Dude, people thought he was going to be the USC head coach. Now he's the QB coach.
I'm sure he's making a fuck ton from his severance package.
Yeah.
I only got $40 from Houston's. I'm sure it's more than that.
All right, I'm still trying to track down the futures for USC.
Let's answer some questions we got from the audience. We appreciate you guys as always. This has been a lot of fun. We'll be back on Wednesday, preview some spring games. We'll probably have a guest as well. I'm not sure who yet. Actually, I am. It's Matt. I only know him as AL Ostrich. It's the guy that does all the SEC videos, and like the Southerner videos. Big kind of like bigger guy.
Plus 1,400 USC.
All right, and then keep track of what it is tomorrow, or I will, because it's going to move for sure. But also, offense wasn't the problem with him last year.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Lincoln Riley's I mean, I don't know how much that really changes their outlook. Honestly,
I don't know what their schedule is if they play Washington or not this year. But like people, we've shit on it for long enough, and so it's just become like a reality. But the Pac-12 is going to be very good next year. Like the Pac-12, if you told me the Pac-12 was going to get 2 teams in the playoff right now over the SEC, I would probably tell you I think you're right.
So they play Washington at home, Utah at home, but they go on the road to Notre Dame, on the road to Oregon, and obviously they get UCLA at the end of the year.
Do you hear that, Georgia fans? They got to look. That's a schedule. That's a fucking schedule.
So from starting in October 14th, they go at Notre Dame, then home versus Utah, throw in at Cal, but then they go Washington, at Oregon, UCLA consecutively from there.
They don't play Oregon State?
They do not play Oregon State.
I really struggled against Oregon State last year. The Pac-12 is going to be good, man. Like the Pac-12 could also beat themselves up this year, but it's going to be a good league. It's going to be a good league. All right, my computer is running out of battery, but also let's answer these questions we just got real quick. All right, what do we got here? How I Met Your Mother kind of sucked. I didn't like that. Okay, Jeff Williams asks, okay, hold on. Jeff Rollins says, if y'all could know the result of any one regular season game to best get insight into next year, what would it be? I think that's a question we should have dove into, maybe. That's a good question.
What is it? Where is it?
It's at the very top of our Jeff Rollins. If y'all could know the result of any one regular season game to best get insight into next year, what would it be?
Ooh.
I'll tell you easily.
Well, okay, let me see.
I will be a homer on this one, but I think
yeah, so I think I could also be a homer on this one.
What is yours? FSU LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bama LSU.
Yeah. Because I think if one of those teams does significantly better than the other in that opening game, I think that team is going to be especially Florida State. Like if they were to somehow beat LSU by 2 touchdowns, I think they'd be pretty much in the driver's seat to go to the playoff. Because the ACC is pretty weak.
Clemson at home this year too, right?
It's on the road, but keep in mind now the ACC no longer are their divisions. So even if Florida State lost in the regular season to Clemson, as long as Clemson's good and it's on the road and it's a close game, and then they beat them in the ACC title game,
right?
They would go. So I think that's gonna. If you were to tell me that Florida State was going to win that game by 2 scores against LSU, I'd probably pick them for the playoff right now, whatever the odds are.
I think that's a better answer than what I'm going to give you. I think for me, I want to say Bama, Texas. I really do. But there's so much uncertainty that you could read in. Because, like, there's also questions I would have. Like, hey, what are like the surrounding circumstances to that game? Like, what's the box score of that game? What is this? What is that? Like, I think there's that game that I would
Is it a game? Yeah, exactly. Is it a game in November or is it a game in early?
Week of the year. It's the second week of the year.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm saying
that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. It's like one of the first games.
Yeah.
If you were to tell me what that looks like, although it's not always an indicator. Like if you think about Oregon versus Ohio State a couple years ago.
And I'm also thinking like is it if Bama beats Texas by, like I said last year, like nobody was going to give Bama credit for that win anyway because of what we think about Texas. Yeah. Bama's only a 7-point favorite at home against Texas, which is, if you've kept up with Bama in the spread over the last couple of years, like at home, that's very low. Yeah. But if it was something like where Milroe did the same shit, you may not even have the quarterback situation figured out by then. I mean, 2015 season, Cooper Bateman started against fucking Ole Miss at home. Cooper fucking Bateman. Now he's playing defensive back for Colorado. So I think Bama, I don't give a shit how this sounds. I think Bama beats the brakes off Tennessee this year. You just can't convince me that Tennessee replaces Tillman, Hyatt, Hooker, and fucking Darnell Wright at left tackle, and we're just magically going to turn around 15 years of fucking getting your ass kicked. Excuse my language. And I think Tennessee is going to be good.
No, yeah, I agree. And I don't like Joe Milton. I've said that a bunch on this pod. I mean, I know he's got a strong arm.
Reviews.
What's that?
He's been getting a lot of good reviews.
But... Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But they tried that already, and he could get better. Don't get me wrong. But the offense accelerated like tremendously when Hooker was in there. So I don't know.
Well, and it also people say this too, especially over the last couple of years. You make your biggest leap as a quarterback from ages
in year 2,
25 to 26,
and you're 22.
Yeah. so I think this might be the year for Joe Milton. Like, listen, you remember how you were under 30, like you're kind of coming into your sexual peak and prime, and like I think that's where Joe Milton is. So I think that like that game. But I do think Bama LSU because I think whoever wins that probably wins the West. And you're just gonna have a hard time convincing me. And you can call me a homer if you want, but like the whole country danced on Bama's grave last year. You
That's
had
true.
Four total points in 2 games away from home. Both losses came on the last play of the game, and the dynasty is fully dead. And I'm just telling you right now, that offensive line, the running backs, I think Jermaine Burton's going to be good, which I hate, but also like, there's just going to be a lot of narratives changing in the fall.
I just want to watch the QBs. I just want to see what the QBs look like. Other than that, I feel pretty good about Bama.
This is a good place to stop, but we're going to do one more, and that is from Jeff Williams. If the Masters tree had fallen on you, what would you have asked for?
Well, obviously, lifetime tickets to every single round.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then probably 4 other tickets. Like, you can't go crazy, obviously. So 4 tickets a year to any round of my choosing. So it's a practice round, just one day. Yeah. But I get, outside of me and whoever I want to bring, like I get 2 lifetime every round.
Yeah.
So there, I could just go up and stay. Probably for me, you got to put me up as well when I'm there. And I want
a membership. Why wouldn't you just take a membership?
That's true. I could get a membership, but like how often am I going to go up? I guess just if I'm going to have it, fuck it. If I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Throw in the membership. I don't know why I didn't think about that. And then lastly, I want obviously full access to the Breckman's thing, or the Berkman, however you say it. It's like the private, there's like private members. It's like exclusive to the exclusive of the Masters. It's like within the Masters, it's exclusive. It's like VIP.
With that, yeah.
A lot of like Condoleezza Rice is walking around in there.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, people like that. So
I'm gonna get a new pantsuit. I mean, I would ask to see the dogs again.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big ask though.
But we get a lawyer.
I don't think they could make it happen, honestly.
They can make it happen. Somebody make it happen. You just throw out enough money. Yeah, I would just ask for a membership. I would ask for a membership, but I would ask for some sort of obnoxious addition. Like, I wouldn't ask for the breakfast. Like, I don't give a fuck about Condoleezza Rice. No offense. Not just her in general, but like,
yeah,
whatever. And I'm not super keen on trying to play the Masters because I'm bad at golf. Like, I would want to play it once, but it's not something I'd be like, you know what I would love to do? Because here's the other thing. It's not like the Masters is going to pay you to be whatever for the rest of your life. Also, if that tree hit me, who knows if I can even play the Masters?
That's a fair point. I still want a membership. So when I walk in, they're like, Mr. Huck.
Yeah. And for me, they're like,
tip their hat.
Mr. Nighthawk. And I'm like, goddamn right. That's what you call me, Nighthawk. I would love to go. Like, I would love to do it to where it's like, all right, you give me something for free every year. Like I want something that no one else has. And for me, so it would be like, I know what the prices are, but I want like a skip the line pass or like my own private area for bathrooms or free booze, or I'm allowed to bring my phone in. Ooh, I want something that no one else has that I can just like rub in everyone's face. Like it would be
every time someone's teeing off, you just right up front with your phone. You're the only one.
Right.
Just obnoxiously there.
Yeah, that's all.
All right, great shot, Tiger. One for the fans at home.
Did I tell you when I went to the fucking the one in Atlanta, the PGA Championship with my coworker Ashley? This is like 2014. And this is like when Rory McIlroy was like super big, and he was like in great shape and everything. So we were just gonna follow Rory because he was like supposed to be the next Tiger at this point. And we were walking by, and I was like, so the very first hole, and I was like, looking good, Rory. And he's like. And then, so we just go to the next hole, and he tees off, and I'm just right there again. I was like, still looking good, Rory. And he's like,
yeah.
So by hole 3, he had already had enough. And I was like, you still look fantastic, Rory. Still looking good. And he was like, okay, we gotta get that husky fellow out of here. Somebody said we get these balls. Yeah, Matt Mitchell, that is who it is. Oh, there's a lot of new comments. All right, let's get this up here to you know what? You're in charge of sending this and sending everything over to Dan because you've been gone.
Okay. Everyone, goodbye.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see. Listen, so this is the whole schedule. We're either going to be going live at 8 or 8:30 every single Monday and Wednesday from now on. We'll let you know if there's not. But Berkman's Place not getting membership. What is 125-foot Viking sports fish?
That's a boat.
Somebody said, "Here comes Alexa Mojo." All right. I'm gonna get out of here before I get triggered.
All right.
Love all you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
All right.